Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to askNK. Today we have some very quick updates for you guys, and this is coming from the folks at Blender Studio, as they've just announced a brand new project called Project Heist. Now this is a 2-minute action-packed movie that they're working on, and the whole idea for this movie is to challenge Blender and the creative team to make characters and environment that has unprecedented level of realism and complexities, and at the same time push Blender's capability in the interactive PBR workflow by simply improving and developing new tools that would work with Eevee, texture painting, baking, and so much more. Now the third thing that they're looking at is to develop and share production asset and pipeline with Blender Studio supporters and with the film and game industry. Now this project is going to be running for about 7 months, and with upcoming month dedicated to visual development, R&D, and working with Blender's developers to align as many technical targets as possible. There's just a whole lot of things to unpack with this. Now for those who would like to take a look at some of the visuals that are now here, you can simply see what we're having, and you can tell with what we have right here that this is going to be more of a high-tech thing. So they're being inspired by some game trailers and, beautiful storytelling, real-time demos from Game Cinematic, and the whole idea is to create a high-end cinematic experience. Now we've seen the folks at Blender Foundation, or should I say Blender Studio, create lots of projects before, and some of these films that they've made have actually changed and impacted Blender in a positive light. Now we did see that the asset browser alongside with the pose library was sort of facilitated and developed even more during the creation of Spyderfy. The same thing can be said about Geometry Node. As much as we do know that Geometry Nodes was in the works, it also makes sense to note that the folks at Blender Foundation actually relied on the Geometry Node for certain tasks to be done with it. And this goes for a whole lot of other projects that we've seen, like that of the Spring, the Coffee Run, the Hero tool, which actually inspired lots of development coming over to the Grease Pencil. And of course, a huge shout out to Daniel Martinez for making this beautiful shot. And the same thing goes for every single thing. So it seems to be that for every single project that the folks at Blender Studio actually put out, this gears to the development of Blender. And we can tell that with Project Heist that is coming, there's a whole lot of nice things that might be coming to Blender. So if you're already a Blender Studio supporter, you will be able to have access to some of the sculpting tests, the head detail test, and some of this that are available. And of course, if you like to take a look at some of these shots that have been made before and you would like to catch up on them, you can simply go ahead and check these things out. Now, this is just a very beautiful thing for me, as someone who believes that once you work with a certain tool and try to push out for a project or something like that, it can help you develop even more. The folks at Blender Foundation are working towards the right direction, as they are looking at not only challenging but also stress testing Blender to see what it can get, and within the time that we're pushing for Blender's capability for interactive PBR workflow, this might actually give birth to a set of new tools that Blender creators would like to work with. So that's more like it. For those who like to come through and take a look at this, probably you want to read up with this, you want to check out some of the project visuals that is going on right now, or maybe you want to catch up with some of the films that the folks at Blender Foundation have created over time, or maybe you want to pick up Blender and start working with it. Links to this is going to be in the description, so do well to check it out. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section, and of course, if you like this video or you learned something from this, you can go ahead and give a like, and don't forget to share with a friend. And until I see you guys in the next one, peace.